get it. No, this is how we don't start this way because you can see how invasive it is. I'm like, yeah, I see how invasive it is.
It's kind of like when you get your wisdom teeth out.
It's like that.
Well, I mean, like you look like you got your wisdom teeth out on that side.
Yeah, like somebody.
Yeah. I have really fond memories of my sister getting her wisdom teeth out.
Of your sister?
Yeah, take that. She was such a jerk at that time in her life, and she was so puffy.
You know, that's what
getting recorded. I really hope that stays on there in the minutes.
That's what Rita remembers about your upbringing, your youth.
My sister and I
yelling at the top of your lungs, screaming and fighting like cats.
Yep, she's told me that too.
Yeah,
she has fond memories of your childhood.
Yeah, I mean, we were like very much family in around them, so that all of our guards were down.
Yeah, cool.
And my sister was always beating me up and telling me what to do.
And now you're best friends. You're like buds.
We're very close.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, I had to, actually punch her a couple times, pin her against the stairs. Everything's fine.
All right, let's get going so we don't have to be on it.
Sure.
Good.
What are we doing here?
What's the 29th? January 29th, special meeting, Warren Select Board to finalize the budget number and go over specifically the wastewater system budget. Any public comment? Any agenda changes? Rebecca, you want to take us through?
Yeah, so I talked to Nate at SOS and I talked to Amy Marcellus from Stone Environmental. And they said that our numbers there were a couple of them that were a little off. I don't know if you remember from last time, but it was significantly higher than what it was. There was a couple of lines that she said we could take out, such as the surface water investigation, nutrient loading. The problem is when you don't really know, the true ins and outs of the wastewater. It's hard to know what all the moving parts are within it. But they both have looked at this. They both feel that the budget numbers that we have in place now are spot on, and that we should be set.
So is this the 3480? This is that whole thing where we were like, where does it go? Does it go here? Does it go there? Yeah. So I'm curious, the surface water investigation nutrient loading was 500 or 600 for 2 years. Then we went.
So that was because they didn't bill us in time from the previous year. Right. So that's why it's at 3480, because their billing system had all changed and we had bills from 2022. Correct. That we didn't get until 23. So that's why that number was so high.
And 24.
And they're changing the way that they don't do the surface water investigation, nutrient loading. It's now done through the effluent sampling. So that's where.
Oh, so that's why it's zero. Yep. It's been moved.
Yep, exactly. Because all of their testing got changed. They outsource that now.
We have a much better grip on it.
Yeah.
I mean.
So we know
delusional. We think Rebecca's called out every single person and tried to verify. Yeah. Last year we did know expenses that were coming in. This was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We talked to Nate and he said that we should bump up the unscheduled maintenance and repairs just because of the unknowns, and it seems to be that there's more and more of those. The 25,691, I guess we never took out of there.
No.
So I need to adjust that one.
Yeah, the 17 was out. Yes, the 17.
That shows up in the.
Correct.
The capital.
It shows up in
right?
the.
Okay.
In this,
yeah.
Right.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Looking at it, that's the only one.
Mm-hmm.
And then the increase for the training, the training and software upgrades is to get Carrie trained. And Dana and I feel very strongly that she and I should both also get trained so that if and when Carrie decides to leave or Dana leaves, there's some people that know what's going on.
None of you guys would have to step in unless
Thank you.
Sounds good to me.
And then Nate also advised us to maybe change some of the wording. So, it was just scheduled maintenance and unscheduled maintenance. He wanted it to be changed to contracted operations labor agreement. We changed that. What else did we change? The SCADA monitoring system, it used to be the Vericom. And
It's
that's
just a
now,
different
it's just a
company.
different company.
Also
And
the
then
maintenance.
the maintenance set aside accounts down below.
Mhm.
It
It
was-
said capital and it's not, that's a different account, so.
So okay, so, sorry, just backing up, miscellaneous repair. They advised we don't budget anything for that this year. Is
Correct,
it
because
all
that,
up and-
that is considered unscheduled
in.
maintenance.
Now it's
It
all
came in
un-
under, it came
unscheduled
in with the
maintenance.
17 removed, it was 78.
Yeah.
So there was, right,
But, so we're just combining miscellaneous
Yeah.
repair and unscheduled
Yeah.
maintenance repair.
Nate said
Okay.
it's basically the same thing.
Okay, and
So that's getting removed, and so is, what was the other one? Surface water investigation, nutrient loading?
and then, sorry, you were explaining the set aside accounts?
Yep, the set aside account, so we just took out the word capital, because those aren't capital accounts.
Makes sense.
What was my question? I looked at it and I thought I had a question about it. Collection system valves and piping replacement.
So they're not capital, but we are building a reserve in the way that we do with a capital account in the event of a
Or
repair.
those are
Let's
the
go through
CDs.
yeah, that's
Set
that
aside.
CD account that we had brought up. It has, it was set aside, and from what I'm kind of figuring out, I think it was for bigger maintenance things that were happening during the period. This year, we used it for the well repair that was the $17,000 for Kingsbury for the well repair down.
Well,
Didn't we have to do something over by?
no, it was a septic
It was a
tank,
septic
That was-
tank.
not a well.
Yeah,
Well, it felt like a well.
on West Hill.
Yeah.
You don't wanna drink from this one.
No, I don't. But that was where we used those, I don't know what we want to call them, emergency beyond repair funds that we didn't schedule in the
Right.
Yeah.
main budget, basically.
So if you can just explain to me how this works, I see the 2022 actual, 2023 actual, 2024 budget was 4,300 and we spent exactly 4,300. Is that, and 12,000 and 12,000? Is that because we're moving money? It's
Correct.
not paying a
Correct.
bill so
Correct.
much, it's moving money
Exactly.
into what? Where-
Into a
Into the
CD
CD.
account.
Mhm.
I see, okay.
And to be honest with you guys, I don't know how long it's been going on. Remember, it was
Right.
8,000 and 4,300. For how long it has been, and it was bumped up to 12,000, and obviously because of, I can't give you an explanation. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Nate pretty much drives, I don't wanna say he drives that bus, but he's the one who, recommends what those dollar amounts should be.
What are,
Yeah, do we have that balance?
yeah, what are the balances in those
One
accounts?
22 is in the CD account.
Oh, so two line items for the same.
It's the same thing, but
Okay.
it's, yeah, so that
Yes.
I got
people
it.
can see that.
One go,
we're
what
aware.
happened?
How it's allocated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nate wanted us to split them evenly, but we left it just because it makes the percentages look very off. And I think that sometimes is a red flag for people. So we basically just kept it at 4,300 and 12,000, but 16,300 is what goes into the account total.
Okay, okay.
So this year was kind of a wash.
Yeah.
So the good news is delinquents are way down all of a sudden.
No,
Yes, they are.
they are.
Good old phone calls.
Delinquent outstanding
Who's Sadie Dog?
is more than.
Uh,
It's a
picture.
picture.
Warren
Storm
Warren
picture.
Store.
Hold on, it says delinquent outstanding is twice as much as last year.
Correct, but now
Yeah,
it's
but
down
if
to
you go
20.
down
Look
to
at
the
the very
bottom,
bottom.
paid,
Oh, so
We've
the
had
top
some,
is
we've
not-
had some recent income.
At the end of December, it was the
Yeah.
12,000.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
But now, as of today, it's the whatever we.
Thank you, George.
And there was some people that, we didn't put this on the report last year. And if you guys remember, there was a couple of people that wanted it back on there.
Damn right.
I like that. Nice work.
Yeah.
So, as usual, David Sellers is the scoff.
Just
block.
a note here on Sellers and his delinquency
Let's see.
is potentially related to his request for an amended price. Well, I'm not saying that we're going to do it, but has anyone responded to him?
I didn't know he had a request for,
Yeah.
Sent
Amended
an
what?
Email or a letter.
Yeah, I sent like an email or something a year or so ago that basically he's being charged for a three-bedroom
Bedrooms.
house
Right.
and he's actually using it as an office. And so he feels that his tax bill should be changed.
But we've had this come up each time for people who want to change it to what they use on their space.
Yeah.
If they sold that building, it is
Still zoned
listed
residential.
as a 3-bedroom home.
Yeah.
with 2 bathrooms or something.
so
like
maybe we
this.
could ask him if he would like to, list it as that and give up that, and then it would be valued correctly as a office only.
I'll mention it. But
Well,
we also
and-
are charging people, and I'm not sure Rebecca has brought it up to you, and we aren't familiar with this at all, is things have been charged if they have a land thing, if they've subdivided their land and they have a spot. It's kind of like with us in the Blair Barn, we're paying that spot out there for water. To be honest with you, we might use it as a water fountain one day, you know what I mean? And it's, I don't know if we could use it as a water fountain. No, it's a septic
Yeah.
system. So are we gonna portal out here? So how do, we're trying to figure out a system, how we can present it to you, the select board, and say,
To take
Hey.
somebody off the,
So
Yeah,
basically there's,
yeah.
Bouquet, well, it's Lucy, what's her last name?
lose,
O'Brien.
O'Brien,
Um,
and we have the,
She's got 3 lots up here that are
Yeah.
she's being charged for wastewater and they're empty lots.
But that was the cost of getting permits.
Right. So, but I think what there is on there, I tried to do some research. I think that there's hookups. So that when somebody does develop a lot, you know, the
Yeah.
hookup is
It's
there.
it's not worth much without that.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, I see her point.
so if somebody wanted to, like we were just saying, if somebody wanted to say, take me off, they would have to do something that would a covenant, they would say they were not gonna build.
They'd be
ever
giving up
build on it.
something, yeah,
Yeah.
they would
I think
lose
that's the
something.
only way we
and
can
that's how we
say
were
that we're not gonna
hoping
charge
that it
you.
would be
is-
approached, because
Yeah,
to remove, if they were to sell a 5-lot subdivision, you know, and each of them are buildable lots.
Yeah.
With a hookup.
Yeah.
It's a selling point too.
She went through the whole thing of separating into lots, but then decided not to sell. That's
Correct,
not our fault.
right,
Mhm.
okay, so we
So-
didn't wanna overstep.
talk me through this, because I'm not terribly familiar with the wastewater system. When she went through the PDU to create a subdivision, did we change infrastructure to allow hookups to those lots?
We did not. We have allocations, right? So let's say we have 200 allocations for septic, right? And let's say 180 of them are already taken by the people that are using them in the village. And so we have 20 left. And so we are able to, we have enough capacity for that much more flows. And so she applied, as one of the few people who did, to split her land into, I think, 3 lots up the hill.
Mm,
So 3 lots, and to do that, she has the ability to hook up to the septic at any time. She probably paid an engineering cost at the time,
Correct,
and then she has to pay a hookup a month or quarterly fee.
Right.
mhm.
they,
So she pays the fee in order to reserve the right to use the capacity,
Which, if she
as
doesn't have
opposed to
that,
use the
it's
capacity. And
useless,
so if
right.
she were to give up that right, there would be more spots available, but when she finally wanted to, there might not be space.
Mhm.
Is that the idea?
Yep.
So she's paying the fee in order to reserve those spots. in
And to
perpetuity.
get ability
Yeah.
to chop up her parcel, she had to
prove
have
that
this.
she had-
Right.
Yeah,
You can't just say, oh, I'll do all that work later. No, you do that, everything gets
It's
lined
part of
up,
the
you have
PUD.
Gunner in and you have whoever, and they say,
Okay,
here's this, here's this, here's this, and
yeah, so
Off
you
you go.
can't forfeit them and maintain the
you
PUD.
can't do both.
Right.
Right,
So
it's an either
as
or.
far as Sellers is concerned, like if he gave up his, because you were suggesting that he could.
That was a joke, really.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, because if he did that, then we have to monitor whether or not it sells and whether or not they have
We
capacity.
would basically put that in the card catalog, and
Yeah.
attach it to his,
Right.
to his
Basically.
deed, yeah.
And try to
And
get
it would
home.
be, it would be a
Big cover.
poison pill to whoever was gonna look at it to buy it eventually.
Yeah, okay,
So he'd save a few bucks now and get hammered when he
yeah,
tried
I
to sell
thought you
it.
were being serious, I'm like, I don't understand.
And I
how
did
it works.
send him an email back basically saying that, this may not forever be an office. And one day, if this gets sold, it is considered a 3-bedroom home. And that is what you're, and I
And
never
he
got a
could flip,
response
he
back.
could flip around and Airbnb it tomorrow.
Right,
Which he
exactly.
is totally capable
Exactly.
of.
Well, I don't know.
But
Have
now
you
the
been in
other
there?
thing, no, the other thing, he wanted, I think he was asking us to take his concrete monstrosity off of,
That
Oh,
didn't-
Prickly?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
didn't
no, that
happen.
was, he wanted a tax abatement for
He wanted
educational
to be tax
purposes.
exempt, yeah.
That's right.
That's,
That didn't
it
apply.
didn't, it
Good.
went through and.
Good.
For the hangar house?
responded. Right.
We sent it to Nick and Nick did his piece and
cases.
his
Yeah.
lawyer wasn't too happy with Sandra and I, but
Tough.
it was all in black and white. so.
Okay, so we should remind him that it's a 3-bedroom house, or
He
whoever.
hasn't, he hasn't approached us
Oh, I would
over the
say.
last year.
But he hasn't
Yeah,
paid
we
his bill,
absolutely.
but he hasn't paid his bill, that's what I was saying, that
I
I
don't- I don't
wonder
think it
if,
has-
There's
I
a
don't
bit
think
of,
it's
there's a
connected.
bit of a, a chicken
He
and egg.
never
Okay.
pays his bill,
Yeah.
so.
okay,
Yeah.
I was
Are-
just
I don't think it's
wondering if
Are
it
we
was that.
giving him
There's a reason why.
Yeah, okay.
A turn off.
a fee?
Yes. Yeah, he's,
Penalty?
each,
Yeah.
every quarter you get the 8% penalty and we charge a 1% interest per month. So he has been building up his interest and penalties
Good.
each time.
Well, and we're thinking that maybe, I'm not trying to badmouth Simon Operations, but we're thinking that maybe a lot of disconnect notices weren't going out because the minute I sent Sadie Dog the disconnect
It was
notice,
paid.
they were calling me
Oh,
out
yeah.
and it was paid. That was significant. That was,
Yeah,
$8,500.
It
So,
was 1,300.
yeah, 'cause he's got
13,000,
he's got
sorry
2
about that.
properties,
Yeah.
but.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I think, once we get Carrie trained and on board, those notices can start going out more
Right.
frequently.
Yeah.
And I think we'll see that number change. And I explained to her, us not wanting to promise the delinquent amount to her because we're hoping that that's a much smaller dollar amount in the future. So, and that she was fine with the 6,500.
Great,
Yeah,
She has been she's an asset. And, I think,
Yeah, that's
she's,
awesome.
she's been great. So we're trying
Yeah.
to keep her around.
well,
Yeah.
I think paying her well for her work is
Mhm.
important, it just seemed like a backwards kind of way to do it with
Yeah.
delinquencies, as far as like needing to service the system.
Mhm.
Right.
So I will fix the unscheduled maintenance repair number. And I think otherwise, that's about it on that one.
So that one's going away. Is that what you said?
No.
What's
No,
happening?
they're just
The
gonna put a
25,691
proper
number is
actual-
gonna change, it's
Yeah.
gonna be more around the 7,800-ish number.
7805, I think it is.
It's just the actual, that's changing.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, that all sounds great.
yeah, nice work.
Making wastewater somewhat intelligible, wow. That's-
I know.
Well, I said to myself, this makes much more sense to me than last year, but it
Exactly.
still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it's-
good.
No, it all looks good. Basically, we just don't want this to be onerous for all these people in the village.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some of them that it's a pittance, but there's still enough of them that it's real money too.
It is.
Yeah, for sure.
Some people who have a house that has maybe 5 or 6 bedrooms, that's a chunk. It's a little over 500 and I think it's like 526 a quarter. That's a chunk if you by yourself.
Yeah.
So,
And have we, I know we talked about it a little bit last year, but have we talked about what a metered system would look like as opposed to what we do now? We have talked about it.
We have,
Oh,
we said that is not where we're going.
Okay, all right.
We went
That was
round
Bob,
and
Bob
round.
kind of tried to beat that drum
Yeah, I vaguely remember that when I first
and
started.
it's such,
I like the concept at first,
Oh, yeah.
but Yeah.
from 100,000 feet, it's like, that's how it should be.
yeah, it's,
You get down to the
Really hard to
weeds and
make
it's
it work.
like, ooh.
I actually think that we would not benefit from that.
We
Yeah.
as the town
Yeah,
with
Well,
having
think
public
that-
restrooms?
no, I
No,
think that we
no,
would, bring in less money
meters.
Oh.
if we metered the system.
Right. I think certain people would have a better time and certain
Yeah.
other people would
Yeah.
really get hammered.
Right.
And one of our considerations was, you know, that our local community is already struggling with
Mhm.
increased costs, and
Mhm.
I
so
think if we
to
can
make them
focus
pay
costs, it
more.
makes it a little bit easier,
Yeah.
and I think the
Plan for
conversation
it
that you
anyway.
guys.
And then
all-
there was like
People
leaky
know what it is.
faucets and
Yeah.
open hose
Right.
spigots and
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the things.
Yeah.
Well, not the hose spigot, but the leaky
We're just trying to
faucet.
figure out how many more we can have on the system. I mean, I
We
don't
talked
know.
about maybe trying to do some type of campaign, maybe, spring, late fall or something about, trying to get more village people onto the wastewater system. I don't know what that would look like, but.
And abandon their old
Mhm.
septic systems.
Well, we could figure that out. I still wanna go back to, why the new town garage isn't gonna be on the town system. And
So,
I understood that you were thinking of bringing it all the way down across under the road and all
Yeah.
that.
Where else
But
would
did
you
anybody
go?
not think, it's on West Hill,
Yeah,
because
there's
you have
already
to
a
go
Yeah.
across the thing. There's a
Wetlands.
100.
wetlands?
to get it
Yeah.
down, to get it to tie in on five, Charlie and I had this conversation this
Yeah.
morning, because I was like, yeah, you're right. And then he said, well, somebody said something about wetlands, and I was like, yeah, that I think was the problem. That anywhere down there, La Rock,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
whole area, to try to go down that way, we go through wetlands.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that,
Where is it on West Hill? Cause yeah, the
The
wetland
last
basically,
house,
It
Peyton's
goes,
house.
it goes right across the bridge. It's
Yeah.
under the bridge.
Mhm.
yeah, the wetlands on the map are shown basically right to the corner of, I don't have my glasses on. What does that say?
Vermont, Route
I'd be like,
102,
yeah.
2176, 91 West Hill Road.
It doesn't say a name?
No,
Probably Dave's.
Look, this one's bigger.
it just says Vermont Route 100 LLC.
Oh.
That's Ted's on the
That's
corner.
Ted. So the
Yeah.
wetlands go right up to the, so this is all wetland. And this is the buffer
So
zone.
tiny.
Okay,
So this is the wetland, Andy.
Mm,
So what, I mean, can we go over here?
We're not gonna do
well,
that.
that's where it is,
Well,
yeah,
that's-
it goes to,
No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
yeah,
that's what
Right
I'm
down-
saying.
right
Does that
to
mean you have
Dave's.
to go over the river?
No.
Through the woods?
Isn't there?
No, it's just a hill. It's just a steep hill down
Well, we should look into that.
We should look into that through
Uh,
Paquin.
through,
Yep.
actually probably through Dave,
Jesus.
Dave Campanelli.
No, Dave
Doesn't
doesn't
he
own
own-
He's on
anything
the
on
other
that
side.
He
side.
doesn't?
No, he said
Paquin and-
he has.
Oh, okay, this was 100,
rights to-
sorry, yeah. Yeah, the wetlands are all here.
Well,
He's saying go this way to West Hill.
is 100.
Yep,
Yeah.
here's West Hill.
Yeah, so Dave doesn't know anything on
No,
this side. Yeah.
No, this is
Yeah, so
Paquin.
this- Right, it will be going down here.
Yeah.
I guess, I assumed that this was the wetlands too.
Also, if we had to trench blast all the way to get over there, this is probably more expensive than a $60,000.
Well, I was wondering what that would take to get in there. I don't know, we should just ask them.
$60,000 for a septic system for basically 10 flushes a day.
I mean, that would be high. Maybe it's gonna be 40.
Maybe.
We have the
In- in
detail.
a- in an-
We have the detail.
In
We
an
can have,
abandoned gravel pit,
Well, let's not,
Let's not waste.
That's
this time.
20.
Yeah.
it might, but so to then trench blast potentially
can
to
we just look
get.
into it and then,
We can
All
look
right.
at it,
yeah.
yeah.
all right,
I will talk to Steve. Steve and I have been in communications.
yeah, I
Today,
have,
so.
okay.
he did a good job last
All
night.
right,
I
thank
did-
you.
It was very well
I did
done.
let them know that, and I told them that
Nice job.
some of the comments might have been a little harsh, but I'm sure that they've been in
Oh, I'm
similar
sure they're used to
situations
it.
and,
Every town has a Charlie.
yeah, so he's been
And
tasked
he knew
to
numbers like
look at
that
the numbers
were gonna
and
be hard.
keep dwindling.
And I did warn Dan. I said, they're gonna ask.
Could you see Dan's face? He was like,
I told him,
Ask what?
I was like, you need to get in touch with
Yeah.
V-Trans. We
Yeah.
have to
Oh,
have
yeah.
this card in our pocket.
yeah. Anyways, okay. So do we feel that wastewater is,
absolutely.
okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
Great.
Thank you.
Moving along.
Um,
I have a question.
How dare you?
Why is your salary 2.41 and everybody else's 2.47? Is it a rounding thing, like from a half a
think so.
cent?
I think it's the way that the spreadsheet, has done the rounding.
Okay. It's the only one.
yeah, but none of them are correct anyway, so don't worry. That'll be fun, telling everybody about a 53-week year. Paid-
we all-
paid
No.
period.
Not only took
Paid
us
periods,
Paid
Period.
52 weeks.
52 this year, 53 last year,
Anyway,
adjustments.
See, that's.
any
why
other,
it's
so what,
nice.
how do you, Rebecca, do you have things that you wanna call out, or do we?
I don't think so. I think we pretty much looked at, you know, all of the top, you know, 100-ish columns, rows.
The only confirmation that we didn't receive was the VLCT increase. But they said what might be lower than the 7.5, so we kept it at
Yeah.
7.5. That was the only,
For the insurance numbers.
Oh, insurance.
Where did we put Mervis?
Mervis went into special appropriations. Close to the bottom.
can you guys
Ah.
explain how if we don't decide to fund a special appropriations, can we remove it if we haven't heard from them?
We haven't heard from
Yeah, probably.
People's Health and Wellness Clinic for the last couple of years. They don't send a report in. Dana can't get them to send an invoice.
Nothing.
I don't know who they are.
So I did ask
They're
Brent to do
buried.
some research.
It's a bear.
People's Health and Wellness is
Um,
actually, used to be very well run. Bob Meany used to be the
Yeah,
board chair.
that's how we received a special, or an article that was voted on the floor to give $500 to People's Health and Wellness. What do you think, 15 years ago or something maybe?
Yeah, probably something like that.
So have we been funding them?
We have been funding, but we're not getting any proof that they
Doing
are
anything.
accepting it.
Yeah.
And I don't send the checks out unless I get proof, because the first year when I did send out, there were many businesses that were out of business.
Well, I guess that's what I mean. Yeah, you have.
So you haven't been sending it because you don't get,
If I don't get an invoice and a confirmation from them, I don't send a check
Good.
until I hear from them.
definitely.
And that's how I do it, sad to say, on most checks.
That's
But
fine.
it
So
looks
we-
like we have,
Yeah, same question, so,
actually.
yeah, it shows up in the actuals, though.
I printed the check, I just haven't mailed it yet.
So did you send last year's?
Yes, but I also got confirmation.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I have a question about the special
So, yeah,
appropriations.
sorry about
too.
that.
Go ahead.
The Warren Historical Society, is that an active society at this point in time?
Nope.
No.
Brent is, so he wrote a report, a
Okay.
town report, and
Great,
he is trying to revitalize that.
okay.
Yeah.
Do we know what that account has in it?
Pardon me?
Do you know what that account has?
Historical Society.
Yeah, it's got 32 and 27, sorry. There's 32 in the CD, and I think it's 22
Wow.
or 24 in the checking.
Okay.
32,000?
3,200.
Hundred.
Sorry,
Okay,
yeah,
thanks.
sorry.
Yeah.
Let's have a
That's
budget.
society.
No, and you know, there was Leo and
Yeah.
Bruno.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruno,
ran it
yeah.
for so long,
Yeah.
and Judy Phelan was involved. There was a number of people that were involved. It just,
They aged out.
they are
Yeah.
not as active as they.
I think Judy wants to revitalize it with Brent. He's been in communication with her.
Great.
But, you know, I don't know how he can. I think that there's some interested people, but, you know, it might be a 3 or 4, you know, person group.
Yeah,
So
which is-
I don't think it needs to be
more
any
than it
more
is
than
now.
I
that,
mean,
but-
right now, just getting people to open the barn in the
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
You know what,
Exactly.
if
Once a
people
week
show
would be
up,
awesome.
we have, I think, I had the combo for it, and we just walk over
Yeah,
and
yeah,
open it.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
not.
No, I think it'd be great.
Reese definitely wants to go in.
Yeah.
He asks Paul to go.
And we would love that
He
too.
would love it. It's pretty cool. There's some
And
cool
then,
stuff in there.
the Metaver Arts Committee is on they have an article, and so then they'll be added to this list.
Mad
for
River Arts.
It's not
2020.
on the list, but it's, remember Jean,
So
Sherry.
they had to
and-
get a petition
They
signed.
did the
Done and
petition,
done.
okay.
Yeah, so they got their petition in and they'll have an article and then after this year, they'll be put under the list.
If it passes.
So they're not getting anything from us this year
No.
because they're not on the list, so.
They have an
No,
article
for
with
20
an.
if it gets passed.
If it
Right,
gets
for
passed, it
2021,
gets added on the budget and then you'll see it
What did
next
they
year.
ask for?
2,000, I think it was.
2,500,
2,500?
2,500.
Yeah,
I
something
I got
in
the
there.
one.
Is that what
They
it
were
said?
trying to match the Warren Arts Committee, I think,
They
So-
had
which is at 500.
2,000.
But that's only at 5,000 because of the snafu with the
Okay, check.
probate,
Yeah, they asked for 2,000.
I
2,000.
find that kind of annoying, unless, that's something where all three towns should give or not
I
give.
agree with you on that one.
The Warren Arts Committee is only Warren, we don't have to
Mhm.
worry about the other towns, that's our
Yeah.
stuff, that's our people.
Yeah.
Whatever, we'll have that conversation, I guess, at town meeting.
Did the seniors, they came in last year, did they send a request or something? They didn't,
They,
This
no, they
year?
asked for 10,000, I think.
It
they
was
did
level
ask,
funded,
they did ask for
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Okay, I
last
just
year.
didn't know if we heard
Yeah.
from them, 'cause we didn't see them this year.
So you're investigating people's health and wellness.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I don't know.
We haven't gotten a
guys.
report from them for the last couple of years and I
Yeah,
feel like,
they're not responding to reporting in the town report, so
Right.
you kind of go, is this something that we,
Yeah, no, we
Yeah,
should hold back on it until we
Yeah.
find out differently.
right?
So do we
So if
leave
I don't
them
get
off?
anything, I'll void the check and say, I'm sorry, but we can remove them from the
Brent,
special
I
appropriation.
asked Brent to do some research on what that looks like
Okay,
for removing somebody from
Okay.
a list.
What is Valley Transportation?
That is the,
Mad
Mad
Bus.
Bus.
Mad Bus? Okay.
so we pay that every year for the last, I don't know how many. Which is really a pittance, but, it doesn't really serve the towns really all that
Yeah.
Sugar Bush. It does come down, I think it still comes down.
It does,
to
it does.
Yeah.
Village.
One village,
Yep.
yeah.
It runs the Route 100 corridor.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
question
More
is when
people
they
use
send the invoice, they increase the invoices each year. It's like, it was like 980 or
Yeah.
something. And I always have to, we as voted 943.
Oh,
You know,
they-
but they
And I tell them
do try
every year,
to
you've
keep-
got, you've got to come
Come,
in front of the
right.
select board
Yeah.
and request additional funds and
Hmm.
they're,
funny.
They just
I think
don't-
they're very short-staffed because their emails are very sporadic, so.
It would be nice if that was like a year-round service eventually.
Oh, we've had that conversation.
Yeah, many times. That,
Like if,
that,
to
Yes,
alleviate
it
some
is
of the
something-
parking
it is certainly
issues down
something
at
to
Warren
work for.
Falls.
Well, it used to be,
It would be so nice.
Did you
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
We did that.
Yeah.
not that
It was
long, 10,
like-
15 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very busy,
Yeah.
really busy. All through the town, took people to the
Yep.
health center. It took-
And why did they?
Lack
Too
of
much
ridership, yeah.
Because of COVID or because
no,
people?
no,
long
COVID became
before
free,
that.
it was lovely, yeah, no. I don't know.
They would even pick up kids that needed bus, you know,
Yeah.
that were going to like gymnastics or something in town. But you had to call and arrange those pickups. It was great. I
Yeah,
mean,
you
it
can go
was-
from here to Waterbury or Montpelier by
That's
bus.
amazing.
Yeah.
So the other one, Down Street Land Trust, do they still?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions on those?
I had a question. Vermont Rural Fire Protection Task Force. What is that? Who is that?
It's, we give a donation of the $100 every year per all of the New England towns for the hydrants or something that, it's some, he wrote me a letter and I'm pretending I.
They
knew
do
it.
respond,
I have no idea.
they respond to us they send us a
He's
letter
great,
and,
he's,
yeah.
yeah, he's out of Maine, he
Mhm.
runs all of the New England small towns and
What do they do?
they must do something with hydrants,
I-
I don't
yeah.
know.
They might fund the hydrant grant
I think,
program.
I think
Maybe.
something, I'll go with that.
Jeff might know more.
Yeah, I really
I can ask
don't know
Jeff.
with that.
Let you guys know.
And we'll get a report from each one of these anyway, that'll be in the town report, right?
Right, and if they aren't, then it will be said,
Yeah.
not received
Right.
report.
Yeah.
And hopefully that will clue many of us to possibly, do we fund them next year?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
So the only other, The only other line that we changed, was the facilities contractual. And we bumped that up to the 22,500. So that when we contract with whoever, that there's some extra.
Yeah.
Extra money in there, and also the increase was, the cleaners went up.
So we'll need to explain that one, town meeting.
Well, that's what we're supposed to be doing.
What's that? Explaining things?
Preparing a
A
presentation.
budget presentation? Yeah, we do have to talk about that.
We have to talk about that. I was just wondering if we should be, you said we'll have to explain it. We should
I
maybe
think we should
itemize
do-
things now that we think.
I think we should not try and
Replicate
channel
Bob.
Bob, no.
Hold on, let's fit, yeah, I do wanna talk about that.
Okay.
Let's finish the budget.
I love it when things go down 466.67%.
Okay, anything, does anyone, Rebecca, any other
Okay,
line items?
sorry, wait, contractual, what was that again? You just said something about that.
Facilities contractual,
Yeah, what's contractual up to 150,000?
Where are you?
I'm
Where are
under
you?
the
Building maintenance,
highway.
No,
we're
if you're in
under,
highway, that's a specific.
we're
thing.
under building maintenance,
We're going backwards.
Different contractual.
yeah,
Okay,
that's my whole data, that's what my whole data.
let's go backwards. I'm with you now. Facilities contractual I get. I'm going backwards. I'm on
Why?
contractual. Because that apparently is what we're doing.
What did you go back to? Under highway?
Yeah,
Contractual?
150,000.
That is for the, shoulder repair
Airport
on
Road,
Airport Road.
Okay, sorry. Thank you for the
And
reminder.
Andrew had gotten a quick estimate from
Right.
Kingsbury.
Thank you for the reminder. I'm stopping going back.
Any other questions?
And the only reason why, the numbers are highlighted in yellow is because I was doing making sure that all the formulas were correct.
Okay.
And so they're all accurate and correct.
Awesome.
That was, my eyes were going cross by the time I was done.
Our bottom line is
So
9%.
total gross expenditures is 8%.
I think we just let Rebecca do it this year, you know, she stands up in front of everybody, we just sit off to the side. I like that.
I can't make it town meeting this year, did I tell you that?
That's Italy, who knew?
Right, so
They want me
do we
back.
have, are we good with the budget? Any other questions? Need time to go through it?
I do not have a question.
I think the department heads did a really good job of trying to keep their numbers down as much as they
Yeah,
could. They did a really good job.
So we got an 8% increase. With a lot of things we don't control.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I think a lot of Andrew's budget is out of his control. So.
Why
he
is
has
there-
the biggest?
Do we know why the revenue is down 8%?
That can be all kinds of reasons. It could be less grant money that's allowed
it goes
for.
up and down
Timing.
quite a bit, yeah.
So that's why we don't, the net is always nice when it's lower, but it's the gross that we wrote.
Yeah, we can't predict what we're gonna receive and, you know, we would like to pretend to, but.
So it's
we
the
try
8% that we're looking at.
What's
Yeah.
that?
The total
It's
gross
the
expenditure,
8.0 something.
yeah.
Total gross is what we wrote.
Nice work. Both of you. Yeah, the budget presentation, I don't think needs to be as involved as Bob made it. I think we can do the highlights that he did. I'm happy to do it, but I don't, that's gonna be my last meeting. So
Perfect.
So-
my idea is that,
It's one song.
huh?
It's one song.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll play music for you.
You know what, we get him up there and we'll put him on a little bench over the big pool of water.
Can we get the dunk tank?
That's what I'm talking.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So the other
I
thing,
don't know
not
why we're
put
done.
more pressure on you guys, but the other thing I need is the select board's report for the town report, the annual report.
Yeah, that's.
By when? Yeah, I do that.
If I could have it by Monday. that'd be
Oh, yeah,
great.
I'll do it next couple days.
Okay,
He's just.
My
sleeping.
suggestion would be, don't do the computer thing. And,
Yeah, that's what we're saying, we're not gonna do the Bob.
thank you.
Yeah, we'll figure out something. So in the past, one year or for many years, I broke it down into the sections and each person was responsible for one section. So you would do administration or you would do highway or whatever. So that's one way to do it. If you don't want to do it all yourself, or you can do it all yourself. And then when you look stricken and lost, or let's jump in and say.
Sure.
Yeah, so we could do that too, or. we-
I like
You're
that.
just doing a verbal,
Yeah, it
Run
works
through.
so much better.
Yeah,
I think what
So
you,
much.
what we discovered, and I totally copped this from Rob Rosen, because we watched the education, the Board of Ed.
Yeah.
And he hit all the difficult spots. Any questions? And everyone's like, yeah, they all have their knives out and they're all like, damn, knives back in the sheaths. End of discussion, go to the budget, and everyone's like, how do they do that? So we started doing it that way, and as long as you hit all the big targets, why are we giving Mervis $14,000? We didn't do it last year, we don't get to vote on this. Here's why.
yeah.
yeah,
And as long as you have a story that makes sense to everybody, they're
Yeah, I
not,
think we
they
get
can be
for
angry
everything.
about it, but they're not gonna shoot it down.
Yeah.
Except for Chris Burfoot, who was very upset last night.
Hmm.
Did you see? him?
That's
He
what we
was-
were complimenting you on before you got here.
He was
How
very
you
upset.
like didn't respond.
Yeah.
I was saying how grateful I was that you didn't engage.
I think that's gonna be the huge topic.
Yeah.
Town meeting.
right,
Frankly, yes.
this part of.
I think we
it's
might
like,
sail
yeah.
through this.
Yeah.
And then, so again, it's about, you have a good story to tell. Why do we need a new town garage?
Because you have reason behind.
What are we gonna put there? I hear there's 28 houses going
Where
in
the
there.
hell did that come from?
I don't know. I don't care where it came from. That needs to be snuffed immediately. Whenever someone says like, what's gonna happen there? I hear, no.
Do you think Charlie
We
made
did
it
not
up
talk
and then
about
it
it.
became gossip?
Because I think
Sure.
I think what's important is to focus on the fact that we're not pursuing this project so that we can do something on that piece
Right.
of property. We're pursuing this project because the town garage needs to be
Which
addressed.
some
It-
people think
That part of
we are doing
our
it for that.
infrastructure is the hugest part of our budget. And we're being totally irresponsible if we don't address the
Yeah.
needs
Yes.
of that.
And
part-
the other,
part
the
of
other,
the
the other story to soft sell is we just spent 400,000 of your money to do all this planning and you're gonna vote it down? Really?
Mm,
That doesn't feel good. People
And
don't like
I
doing
think the
that.
positive is that we're paying off 2 bonds, within the next,
Yeah.
18 months or,
So
whatever.
Right.
So.
So, but we need to understand what the number.
how that looks.
Yeah, like if we're paying.
I was a
30
little
grand
shocked at
now
the
and
price
it's
tag
gonna be-
last night. I didn't,
Yeah,
I had thought it was in the 5 to 6 range.
I knew it was closer.
I
to
told you
10.
it was 14 million.
But then I thought it was,
We were bringing it down.
Bringing it
yeah,
down to half.
anyway,
Um,
that's gonna be a hard
I have
sell.
a question. We were just talking about who's gonna give the budget presentation. You're good, you're doing it?
I will
We're
do
finished with
that. We'll do it from the table. Yeah, same approach. Yeah, just as Amy says.
You don't want pie charts and graphs and all of
No,
this?
no, I didn't know if anyone else wanted to do it, someone was gonna be here.
I think we can let that
We'll
go. That's the-
record you so
That's
that we
the
can.
Ackland era.
Yeah,
I
And
think it's
everyone-
fine.
Everyone
totally-
expected Bob to do that. I think
We
everyone will
put
be,
charts in the town report and
Yeah.
I'm working on those.
I don't think, sorry, go ahead.
No, I think that,
So
you know.
you're gonna do a little bit, I think for some people who are visual learners, it's helpful, right?
Yeah.
They can read, my son, for example, like, he can read 8.47% increase and that doesn't compute to him.
But he
if
can't
he's-
vote.
But if he sees it visually, it means more to him.
Yes.
So I
have to
think,
say it was, I have been to many of these, the old way was wonderful. And it
I
was
think that
so easy to
talking
explain
through
and
it
bringing up.
and
those
not having
things.
the slideshow is great. I'm
Mhm.
all for that. I
You're just
feel like
advocating that Rebecca make sure there is
I'm
some
glad to
visual.
hear that
Yeah.
she's, yeah, I do think that that's
And
important.
you just
for
have a
some
smell
other
of
people.
food and you're set.
Yeah.
Meeting will be done. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Cool. 5:15, have a smell of food.
So then my next question
I thought you had
was,
some-
should we talk about a town garage presentation, and is this the time to do that, or are we gonna do that at a later date?
So you saw the email with Jim this morning?
I did not, I
Okay.
haven't emailed today,
Okay.
I'm not.
Jim Sanford emailed us and said, you know, I really think we gotta get out ahead of this. We gotta, you know, do a presentation, we gotta do all
I
that
didn't
stuff.
get that email.
It was just Devin and me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And that he and Jim, the other Jim,
Crafts.
Crafts, thank you, would be willing to help. I've been talking to Andrew, about getting them to try to get some footage, of the garage, of the trucks in there, the space that they're using, just some of the issues. They got some video, they're getting some footage. I'm gonna see if I can work with Jim and Jim to put together, something written and something visual on, you know, the conditions over there, what it is that we're dealing with. I also think that we're going to need to, and that would be on the website for sure. I also think that we're going to need to explain and address in a little bit more detail why we can't rebuild in the current site.
Mhm.
So we need to have we need to pull out the engineering that was done, and we need to have some sort of explanation, and information about that situation.
Remember also that Ackland did that last year before
That's
he
what I'm
left.
talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
He
talking about.
actually told everybody why that site wasn't gonna work.
Yeah.
So they've heard it once, whether they remember, who knows?
Right. So
We can
We need to-
refresh their memory
yeah,
on
we need
that.
to, we need to get those drawings out and do that. So what I'm talking about is kind of launching a little PR campaign for the month of February. And I think there are a couple, you know, different avenues for that. Honestly, if we could get a you know, accurate report written in the Valley Reporter, article written in the Valley Reporter, that would be helpful. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea if, and I don't know if
What
Sellers
about a
is still
bigger-
doing interviews.
What about a bigger paper?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Skip the Valley Reporter.
Yeah.
I don't think we can, I don't think we should skip the Valley Reporter.
What if we wrote
Well,
something for the Valley Report?
Yeah,
I think
That would be better.
that would be better.
so. I also want to talk to Randy Graves. You know, this has been something that's been really important to him. He's a good writer. Maybe I could get him to work with us to actually write something that we could then use for, we need a wordsmith, and somebody who can, as far as the website piece, who can get some footage too, video footage, talking, that kind of thing. Maybe MRW, an interview with somebody on the committee, Jim or somebody, to talk about it. I think, I talked to Andrew about, and I guess I'm asking you guys, if you think this is okay, about having kind of a, open house day at the garage, like a Saturday. We would have a day that we plan it and a backup day in case that's like a miserable weather day and they're coming in and out. I said, I'm willing to stand there and man the garage, but invite people down to see what they're dealing with right now. So
When are you thinking of putting the bond vote? Are we doing November for the bond vote? Is that what you're,
No,
Okay.
town
Town
meeting.
meeting.
town meeting.
that's, our goal is town meeting.
okay,
So that's why
Okay.
February's kind of the,
okay.
Could we do it the day of town meeting for the open house so people can just go on their way?
yeah,
No, too much?
I think it's, well, I don't know, I think it's too late. I mean, we can do more than one. But
Yeah,
I think giving people a chance to have this conversation. I mean, I know that two people who were at the meeting last night got together today with the numbers and they're trying to come up with new numbers and reasons. And so people are talking about it, and I think the more information we can give them, the more facts we can give them, the better we can, not control, but
Guide.
more accurate information people will have when they come to vote.
Mhm.
Kind of try to control the misinformation.
I think those are all great ideas.
Yeah.
So.
I think they're all worthwhile.
So, but to your point, then at town meeting, what does that presentation look like
Well, we'll have a presentation from Wyman Land Fair.
at town meeting?
I think,
Have we already talked to the bond bank?
no, we need to do that. How does
Who
that
does
work?
that?
Who does
I
that?
don't- Yeah,
That's good. I don't know
You
that.
just call the bond bank. They have a whole technical assistance
Right.
line,
What did you study again?
public policy.
Ah, you're hired.
Town
When
garages
you
and bonds.
dropped that bomb the other night, I was like, how did we not know this?
One of my many talents that's hidden away.
Want to call the bond bank?
Sure. We'll figure out what the process is.
So-
I don't really know what the
Awesome.
process is. I just know they
So-
have a technical
so the-
assistance line and they have a,
The concern I have is that they have certain dates that you need to have done
Yeah.
X by, and we
Mhm.
may have already passed
right.
them. Which
And
is
the-
why I don't think it's a slam dunk that we get this vote on
Town
town
meeting.
meeting.
I also think the bond market right now is in a lot of flux given some current changes. So
Am I crazy or did he really stop all grant
Yes.
funding?
Both of these things could be true.
Frozen. for
Yeah.
the-
it's,
No,
That's
he
fair.
released it. This evening he released.
He rescinded his order
Rescinded
today.
his order.
Okay, because it was.
well,
unlawful.
a judge
Right.
stopped it and then, yes.
Yeah.
And then he said, do-overs, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, okay, but it's potentially on the horizon,
Oh,
Yes.
because he can't
Any
stop
crazy
funding
shit you
that's
can
already
think
been
of is
approved, but he
potentially
can
on the
stop any
horizon.
future funding.
But I'm happy to investigate. I'm happy to
Yeah.
call and figure out what the process is.
Right, that'd be,
Yeah.
That'll be
That would be
Great.
awesome,
Great. I'll do it tomorrow.
thank
Rebecca,
you.
have you had any chance to check on that USDA?
I have not.
Yeah.
I can do that.
The salt shed one.
No,
No,
this
it
is
was another-
congressionally directed spending.
Yeah.
That we might be able to, I have no idea where all that stands. Timing wise, I think it's around now for the future. But that was just another possible grant or,
Funding source.
funding source, yeah.
So I guess I think that I'm wondering if it might be good to have like a spokesperson for the town garage. You did a great job last night managing a meeting about a topic we hadn't even filled you in on. And I was like, oh shoot, one of us should have probably taken the hot seat there.
I think
That's-
it's really
in a
helpful
way,
to
that
have
was good.
Andrew
Yep.
at the meeting.
Oh,
Yeah, it
Andrew
was.
And talk about it and humanize it.
Really nice if we could get.
Like even if you did like a article in the paper that was like a day in the life of one of the road crew members of like using that space, that could be really nice to kind of drive home the need for what we
Mhm.
need.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
that's
a good
along the
idea.
lines of what I was
Yeah,
getting at with the like, showing
right.
how they're actually using the space. He sent me
Right.
some pictures and videos the other day of him like, walking this close between trucks and having.
Kind of like our
Yeah.
fire department.
Kind of like our fire department, yes.
You
Or
just
like
have to
backing
breathe and
the
hold your
truck
breath
in and there's
and
like
sweep by.
literally only like a half inch of room between that and the garage door.
I like that as part of this like campaign that it sounds like you and Jim and,
The gyms.
are working.
The gym.
When I read my email, I'll be part of it, but I haven't read the email yet. I like the idea of sort of weekly having some element. Maybe it starts with a day in the life of one of the Warren Road crew, and then why can't we rebuild here is the next week, and then what are the future options and explaining the process, and then the fourth week is here's where we've landed.
Mhm. Yeah, like build appreciation for the road crew first and then,
So anytime you can do Lisa Loomis's homework for her,
Yeah.
she will put it in her paper.
Yeah.
If you're gonna give her a copy that she gets to fill a half a page with.
Yeah.
That's gold for her, I think.
Yeah.
So understanding this bond piece.
Yeah.
is really critical because there won't be much point in going through those steps if we aren't ending up going to. Well, we want to do
Well,
that
I
later.
set that up last night and I said it could be a June thing if,
Yeah.
if the, you know.
Yeah.
All the footwork isn't
Mhm.
correct, we'll do it in June.
Thank you.
I'll let you know exactly what I hear when I hear it tomorrow.
Yeah, ask them what the steps are. Are we behind? Are we ahead? Is it doable? Are we stupid?
Yeah, Yeah.
All those things.
But don't ask if you're crazy, because apparently that can always be true.
that's always true.
It's always true.
So the last thing for the town report is a dedication.
Hmm.
Right.
Do you have any
Why is it
ideas?
so hard?
We do ourselves, but we nix that.
Oh,
We were thinking public servants.
I was just gonna say.
And we were
I think
thinking there's a number of them that have retired,
Mhm.
so,
Or I've seen a couple of town reports over the last, 8-10 years that didn't have any dedication in them. So,
So you were thinking of a general to public to the.
yeah, I mean, a number of people that possibly were never
like the Peter
mentioned.
Montes, the Bob Acklins, the ones that have served for, a long period of time, but
The
maybe
Andrew
more.
Cunninghams and the
So,
Lou
Yeah.
Gals.
so itemizing them?
No, we just say a general thing that we write with Chat GPT, right?
Yeah.
Nice, Dana, nice, look at you.
We throw that in and then we say, no, and then mention the people who did do a number of years for us, because
So we
it's
would-
not, we all know it's not an easy position to volunteer. You think like, oh, I'm gonna be doing meetings, commitment, phone calls, meetings again, meetings and.
So I've got an out of the box idea, and it's probably too soon, but Margot Wade, who isn't dead, but
No.
is very sick. I think she's doing okay. I haven't talked to her real recently,
I haven't.
but she's worn about 20 different hats
Yes.
in this building. And I don't know,
I think that's a great idea.
that seems like a person that might be, needs like a lift up.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay.
I just don't want her to think like we think she's dying.
I know, I was just- that's my
No.
next, that's, yeah.
No, I think we can write it.
Yeah, I think it's all
ChatGPT
about,
can write it.
Okay.
I think it's
I mean,
all
in a
about
way,
how we
no,
write
I
it.
think DeepSeek is
And
probably
giving
your
her
way
I
to
was
go
thinking
now.
that.
Yeah,
It's a little cheaper.
yeah, a little cheaper and maybe even better.
Yeah, that's a good
You
idea.
just need the translator.
I just gotta get right. But I think that we could write something that doesn't look like, and she let a creep like.
No, I think as Devin said, we're lending, we're lifting her up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think just because the commitment that people give to our town is tremendous. I mean, we are really lucky that we have a lot of
Yeah, we
individuals who can support us. That doesn't happen to everyone.
Right.
I mean, we're not playing field, right? So I'm in some trouble out there.
Who's very close to her that could help us write this?
I can help you write it.
You give me
Marie.
some,
Marie is also.
oh, okay, right.
And maybe Rita.
I was just gonna say, I know she and Rita are very good friends.
I mean, they've done like every election together for
For
God knows how
25
long,
years.
yeah.
about 27 years.
Yeah. What happened with the cover photo? Did we reach out to Gary and ask if we could still
He said
use
that we
that?
could use it. Yep.
Is that our plan?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah,
The
cool.
other one, yeah.
We were
Which
hoping
one
to
was
show
it?
the
Is it
actual
church?
painting there, but it's
He
long
said it's
gone.
long gone.
Yeah.
Sold.
Sold.
Does he have prints of it though? It would maybe be like
I
have
don't
prints
know
for
if he
sale.
does, but he said whatever we want to do, if we want to put it up on the stand
Yeah.
or not, it's,
We could make it big.
Yeah.
Print it on the plotter in the
Yeah.
clerk's office, but yeah, it looks nice. I put it on there.
Yeah.
I am, besides
last
the
year was
budget, I'm
beautiful.
98% done.
That's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey.
Excellent, well done.
Have to have it
Thank
to her. Kudos to my mom, because she helped me set up a template, so I
Oh,
could just load
cool.
everything in this year. And people were great about getting their reports to me,
So
so, except for Luke. So,
He never does it.
why would you expect now?
And then, for the warning, I think we're just waiting for you all to say yay or nay to the language for the,
It's the same that they supplied. I still don't like it, but everyone loves it, so let's do it.
Well, it's a little different, isn't it?
Well, yeah,
The new
which,
version's a little cleaner, yeah.
Yeah.
what are we approving for the amendment? Because the last thing that she sent us was like an introduction and then the amendment that should appear in the
So
article, right?
today Rebecca sent out,
Oh,
if you haven't looked at your emails.
I've been in toddler land all day.
So, today she sent out what
Waitsfield.
Waitsfield is using, which
Oh.
is pretty much what was supplied from the rec district by
Alex.
Alice Rogers.
And it shows the original article and then the amendment.
No,
No, it's just,
No,
this is the
it's just
warrant,
article.
the
This is
warrant.
Yeah.
The warning, the
This is
article.
just
Yeah.
a warning, and it has a couple links, which I don't think belong in there, that's what I don't like.
Oh.
I'll get over it.
Oh, okay. The warning. This
Oh, I
is the warning.
This is the article,
Article is
for
actually
the article that will be
not the
on the
amendment,
warning.
On the
the
report.
article.
The article.
The article.
And
on
then the article
on the
has
town
a
meeting warning.
page with the rest of the information.
You're gonna see it eventually here.
The article
I
has a
haven't
link
sent it in
to
my
the
glasses.
amendment.
Yeah.
So it just says. I think it should just be more specific to Moortown, but whatever.
I thought too.
I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna rewrite it, so
Yeah,
That's fine.
we'll just
yeah,
explain it. Or
Well, I
they'll,
think-
they'll explain
Yeah,
it.
I think they need to have a
Alice
representative
can be
there.
there and explain it.
Yeah.
so when will you
Yes.
need that by?
Basically, we've got to get it posted by Sunday.
We should vote on it tonight.
Yeah,
We should look at it and vote on it tonight.
okay. Do we have,
Is it sharpening the pencil? No,
No.
which one am I looking
It's
for?
the one from me, MRVRD MOU agreement amendment language. I sent it.
10:57 AM?
Yeah,
Town of Warren approve an amended member evaluation district agreement.
Do you have a slate of the articles? Do I have it, or,
no, I can share it with you.
yeah, because then we can approve the whole thing and then you're ready to go,
So
right?
we also, we do know that Randy is running for select board.
He did not get
Okay.
on the ticket.
He did,
He didn't get enough signatures.
oh,
It was
I can
sitting
share
in
it. I
here
can share it
waiting
with
for
you.
signatures.
The only thing that's not up to date is the,
His petition.
Why didn't he
the
go
budget
down
number.
and get
That's why it's
He
highlighted
just-
yellow.
Said he was gonna leave it here, and if they got him, he got him, and if he
And I
didn't.
have-
by osmosis?
I haven't added this article
Well,
yet.
I mean.
If no one knows about it,
Yeah, we would have to go down. I stood at the post office for a couple
Yeah.
hours and got signatures for people. To
That,
put them on
that, that,
Okay.
that was his approach.
oh my God.
So he didn't,
So he
did
isn't
not get
running,
enough
so no one is running, so you have a, you were faced in.
We were faced in, right, three-member board. Yeah, I was asking Brent about that. I guess a three, you
You're
could
gonna
run
have
as
to
a
appoint.
three.
You
Yeah.
have to appoint.
Well, we're gonna have to appoint if we can find anybody to run.
So
Well,
you could appoint for somebody who might not have gotten a petition.
No, I'm just saying, if anybody wanted to do it, you can't appoint somebody if they don't want to.
correct,
Well,
correct.
you can.
We
We appoint you
If
two.
only.
Dog catcher.
Thanks.
There's been a few of those.
Oh, yeah. That's
So-
true, we've done that.
Yeah, you gotta appoint those ones.
So this article, the way the article is written is totally fine, in my opinion. Are we supposed to also be looking at the
No,
amendment? No, we don't have nothing to do with that. It's just the article.
the whole, yeah, I'm fine with the way it is. We don't have to. I'm not suggesting we
I'm
change
fine
it
with it.
now. I think the whole thing is way too wordy and confusing.
Yeah.
And that was my question, but I think maybe it's legal. So,
The article or the actual
Are
amendment?
we planning on
Both.
posting it on our
But-
website?
I think the
I don't think
article is
it's
pretty,
only short.
pretty concise. This one, anyway.
yeah,
Shall the town of Warren approve an
I'm
amended?
pulling it up right now, so we can look at all of the,
I haven't put it on the, I haven't put it on the warning yet.
I guess I would
I'm doing it right
prefer to say approve an amendment to the Mad River Valley Recreation District Agreement to allow admission of municipalities as partial members as is posted on the town.
I think it's more accurate to say approve the amended, because otherwise we have to,
Okay.
well,
I think
Otherwise
it-
you're approving the amendment and then it has to be amended.
It reads okay. I don't know why it doesn't mention Moretown as who we're talking about.
Yeah, it could just, well, because
Because the-
the amendment doesn't
Right.
specify Moretown, it creates an allowance for a partial a member, right?
And it was done because of Moretown, but it's not written in there that it is Moretown that is the partial.
Means they
member,
can
right?
have partial
Because-
members in the future.
Yeah, we could have Granville as a partial member, we could
Right.
have whatever.
Sure.
Or maybe we
Especially
drop
if they
down
have
to a
only
partial
5 school
member.
districts.
Yeah, there you go.
We could do
never
it.
know.
Wouldn't that be nice? That would cut it a little bit.
I'm fine with it, as long as it says Waits, Warren and not Waits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's just not
change
forget
the
to
website
amend
to
it.
the Warren website, yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
You can't have any more of
Fine by me.
those pasting failures from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Do we need to approve the language for you? Do you have
Like
that?
Yes.
the year on the town report should probably be right.
What?
That's
There
a-
were-
that's
I think
a-
there was
yeah,
one year where it
well,
was not
I know,
correct.
I'm.
No, it was a couple.
Oh.
It was a couple
It
of
was a
years.
couple.
2 years,
Yeah.
yeah, it's 21 and 22 maybe.
Yeah, I
All
was
right, so
like-
here are can everyone see that?
No.
No.
These are the articles.
Can you get bigger, Luke?
The budget number's wrong, correct?
Yeah, the budget
Under
number, that's
view.
why it's highlighted
Right.
yellow.
Good.
Good.
Yeah. I feel.
All right, boilerplate, Article 2. 30K to the Conservation Reserve Fund.
Another 30 on
Yes.
top of the 20?
Yes.
Whoa. We didn't approve, what,
That's every year.
It's every year.
Yeah,
did we do it last year? 30?
Yeah.
We did,
yep.
and everyone voted for it.
After George,
I
yeah.
think people's,
Yeah,
I think there's gonna be some
Yeah.
different
yeah.
feelings out there.
This year.
Yeah, I think so. Especially when they know what's coming at the end, with the bond vote, if we do
Well,
that.
also, the last 2 years, we had purchases.
Yeah.
We don't have one from this year.
Yeah, we do.
If we do a bond vote, is that,
Oh,
is that on the
Which one?
floor, or is that Australian ballot?
No, that's Australian. Bond vote would be Australian.
Good.
Has to be.
what's the conservation fund purchase?
We haven't.
Well, the Roxbury Forest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roxbury Forest and the
And
report
Kathy
was the
Miller.
him,
Kathy, yeah.
whatever that one we did up there.
Yeah.
Harmon.
Harmon.
That one is done.
Done.
Roxbury hasn't been done, but it's been approved,
And, but
Kathy Miller
Miller's
has-
been done.
has been
Yeah.
done.
Yes.
What happened?
But that was minimal, right?
Yeah.
10,000.
7,000 tons.
Okay, $2,000, Memory Valley Arts. We talked about that. Article 4, so this is,
Yeah, there's some spacing issues, but. I was trying to fit it all in one page, but it's not happening, unfortunately.
We're not including the actual amendment in the report.
No.
Why not?
because we always ask people to come and present.
Well, we
That's been our
can print
practice.
it out and post it if you wanted.
Yeah, it says that it'll be at
Posted
the
at
polling
the polling
location.
location.
Oh, okay,
They can
Yeah.
come here and see it.
okay.
It'll be on the website.
We're just gonna have, we're gonna have a few copies or we're gonna have one big one up there?
I guess it depends on how long it is.
It's what we saw,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, didn't you
It's
send?
two
Yeah.
paragraphs. It's the
Okay,
old
so
paragraph
then-
and then the new paragraph.
We can do it on the map and print it and pop it on the wall, you know, in a couple of.
Yeah, like
That's a
on
good
a
idea.
poster board.
And that
That's a
way
good
we
idea.
don't have 20 papers.
Yeah.
that people are not.
Yeah, if
gonna
they've got-
use.
I think that.
I think that's a good
We're also
idea.
gonna have our local hazard mitigation plan poster board up too.
Exactly.
Ooh, all the
Excited.
posters.
So we good with the language on that?
Yeah.
Okay. 5 boilerplate, 6 boilerplate. 7 is
The Green Mountain
We should
National
talk about
Forest
that
money is
before.
guaranteed.
No,
No,
that's something to be voted on.
we,
No, I meant, is it guaranteed to come to the town?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
but we never know what it is.
The
It could be
amount.
20, it could be 22, 21, it could be 14.
Right.
You don't know how
Until
much
they
it's going to
choose
be.
what the taxes are gonna be.
It gets a little spicy sometimes. Let's keep spicy articles there, you know?
Absolutely.
okay,
Well,
Wait,
Which ones?
wait.
set the date, time and place. That's my fave.
That's my favorite
Can somebody
argument.
remind me
can we
what
go
time it
back
is
to
this
the
year?
morning?
What time is the meeting this year?
Four. It's 5.
That's why I asked.
I said 4:30, you
I
said
think
4,
we
she said
should
5.
change it every year so nobody can figure it out.
Nobody
No,
show
it's at
up.
4, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I
a
get the
4.
whole day
Yeah.
off.
That was great.
I mean, it's been.
It was
4 for the last
4:30.
3 years.
Yeah, and every year we talk about it for an hour
Moving
and then
moving
it
it
ends
to
up at
5.
4.
Last year, we didn't talk about it very long. I was
Really?
really
I thought we
disappointed.
Actually, last year was really quick,
It was
wasn't
really
it?
quick. We all just
Yeah.
agreed that it was great and we should
Didn't
do it again.
Chris say something
Was
like,
it last year or the
it
year
was like,
before?
one of those years Chris went, we just cut
Yeah.
through everything.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because that was the year we're going.
He
around
didn't,
and
he didn't
around and
want to,
around and
he
around.
just moved it, I think, right? Like immediately.
Right, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, looks
March
good.
4th.
All right,
at
let's
5
move
p.m.
to approve,
March
the
3rd
warning.
at 4 PM.
There's March 4th on there.
This is March 3rd.
This year? I thought
This
this year
is
was
March
4th.
4th, 2025 at 5 p.m. in there.
In the second one.
Oh,
Oh, right,
yeah,
absentee
yeah,
ballots,
you have a
sorry.
March 3 and a March 4. Oh, March, well, no,
It should
that's,
be
no,
March.
no,
No,
that's
that's
correct.
That's right,
That's when the
should
ballots
be
are due.
4.
but it says 5. It's the 4th.
Monday,
Tuesday?
March 3rd.
Yeah,
It's a
is the
Tuesday,
4th, and- Yeah, Tuesday is the 4th.
Tuesday the 4th
Yeah, Tuesday's the
but
4th.
is it at 5 or is it at 4?
at 4.
Okay,
Oh,
we're
it
gonna
says
change
at
that.
5. We're
So
sure
go
that it's
with
at
March,
4?
you have 2 March 3rds up there.
Yeah.
The first pair,
the dates were correct.
oh, no, Monday, you have the top date is fine.
Yeah,
Tuesday,
they're
March
both, the
4th,
dates are
right,
fine.
sorry.
So March, you need to go March 4, go back 4 spaces. Shoots and ladders, back 4 spaces. Right.
That was
But
right.
Monday,
Tuesday.
Tuesday is the 4th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect. You
Okay.
want
That's
that
what we
one.
want.
And you had Monday at the top one, which is.
I just want you
the
to all know that this is supposed to be Brett's stuff, not mine.
No, that's,
polls.
No, that's right, that's correct.
it was correct. It
The
was,
That's
Monday
all
was
right.
right.
the upper one should be
Oh,
Monday
I
and the
see.
lower one should be
Got it,
Tuesday.
got it, got it, got it.
And the town clerk has to put this together and should be here possibly, or if it's approved, then no big deal.
Want to put the right budget number in there so that we can approve it as is and
Yeah.
then there's.
You want it 4820 820 You guys, this will mean that 2 years in a row, we've got the exact, a correct number. Were you okay with this?
It did have a correct number last year. We had
Huh?
to change it. Remember Bob had to.
Oh, was that
make a
last year?
motion
Yeah.
to
No.
Change the, yeah.
Was it
Oh,
last
yeah,
year?
last 2 years.
Yeah, yeah.
At least.
Yeah, I'm like,
That was Bob shooting himself in the foot, I
Really
believe.
think the formulas were, that's why.
Yeah,
they're
that's
all
right.
Highlighted.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's great.
now we can approve.
Ah, we're 1 year away from a $5 million budget.
it's a lot less.
Sorry.
Can someone move
Shouldn't have
the
done that to him.
So
approval?
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Anything else?
So just one last question in regards to the MOU for the Meadow Rec District. Alice is wondering who was responsible for printing, distributing, and paying for costs associated with providing the Australian ballot? Is it the rec district or is it each member town?
There is no Australian ballot. We're missing something?
For the MOU?
No, the MOUs
we're-
weren't being warned.
Doing it from the
We're doing it from
floor.
the floor,
Okay,
so it's
okay.
an article. If she wanted an Australian ballot, that's different.
Yeah, that wouldn't,
We couldn't do that, right? That would have
No.
had to be
that
petitioned.
had voted on
Yeah,
as an
Yeah, I
article,
think, right?
bringing it to. you'd have to do as an article to vote for it to see if you could do as an Australian ballot the following year or
Right, yeah,
at a date that they decided.
I thought that was that whole back and forth, was the only way we could do it.
So the town of Warren approve an amended district agreement to allow admission. So basically what that says to me is that in your first meeting after town meeting, you will need to allow this because the town has allowed us to allow it.
Mhm.
So it
Yeah.
isn't a done deal until
We
this
vote on
board follows through.
Yeah,
Is
it
that-
has to be
is that-
approved by the
Yeah, that makes
voters of the
sense.
town and the legislative, is that what it says? The
No, it's not what it says.
body.
To an allowed admission of municipalities.
Yes.
Can you read it one more time, Andy?
It's, should the town of Warren approve an amended Mattavella district agreement to allow admission of municipalities as partial members, as is posted on the blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
I thought you were reading the actual amendment, the
I'm reading the
actual,
actual article,
I understand that.
which is also right there.
Right, that I get. The amendment is pretty clear that it has to be approved by both the voters of the member towns and the select boards of the member towns, which is what I thought you were getting at.
I think what I need to see is what the hell is on the website, and I couldn't find it on the rec district. As is posted. We kind of need to know that before we follow through with this. I mean, unless you guys have looked at what's posted on the
It's-
website.
Yeah, it's in
It
the
was sent
emails.
to us.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was just going back and looking for it. I mean, we're assuming that what's on the website is what.
Let's pull it up.
So if you guys vote for this, if it's voted passes Article 6, then you've also approved that the partial members can come in? Is that what
No,
this
I think
says?
that's. what
no,
it
it's
is.
I think,
The
so
addendum that.
it has to get approved at town meeting, then also by the select board and the,
Voters as voted
Right.
on. So they would have to have it to pay for the voting and the election. The Mad River Rec District would need to pay for,
no, there's no, unless there's something we're missing, there's no,
I don't see anything on
Separate
their
ballot.
website.
okay,
yeah,
Maybe it's not there
the
yet.
towns will
It
approve
hasn't
at
been
town
approved
meeting.
At this point, so. This is the proposed language. I don't think they've posted it yet because we haven't all
well, if you,
agreed.
it reading to allow admission of municipalities.
Right, it's under the resource, so if
Okay.
you go to about, and then under the resource library, under bylaws and resources, it says MOU.
Oh, thank you.
It doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
have the-
But I don't know if it has the amendment.
Yeah,
to it.
I'm not sure.
I think it's just directing you to the. Oh, no, it says admission. Question numbers.
Can't find that. Where's the email that?
It's
Back
from
and forth.
Monday.
Yeah,
So a town which is not an initial member of the district may, upon the requisite approval of its voters, the approval of the board exercising its above described discretion, and the approval of the legislative bodies of the district members, become a partial member of the district.
Yeah, so this article is to allow for the amendment to read that way.
Yep.
And then when they bring it to us, assuming that
legislative
Moortown
body.
agrees to it,
Yep.
then the legislative body here would agree to it.
Would
Mhm.
agree to allow Moortown to become a partial
Yeah,
member.
right, exactly.
That would be the second step.
Yeah, yes, right,
right?
right.
So the
We're-
article is allowing
We're
the
agreeing to the
amendment.
amendment, and then the action of the amendment would be the second
Us.
part. Yeah, would be us.
They only need to be voted on by you.
By the
Only by the
legislative body,
body.
so long as it's approved
Moortown-
by the voters of Moortown.
The voters of Moortown are all gonna have to vote on it, so they'll have to do their thing by Australian ballot and pay for that at Moortown, but we don't have to.
Right,
In their MOU currently, they have a proposed amendment shall be adopted or rejected by the voters of each member town by Australian ballot at regular or a special town meeting duly warned for the purpose of considering the proposed amendment. At least one public hearing shall be held in the district not less than 5 nor more than 15 days prior to town meeting.
So they think that everyone in every town needs to vote for the amendment of the article.
Yes, which is what we're doing. Well,
No.
Well,
They said by Australian ballot.
they said by Australian.
that's on
ballot.
them, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good that you found that, but that's,
So they would need to have, this- if you're saying the legislative body, wouldn't that be all the voters of Warren? Or
No.
just?
No,
you
no,
guys?
that's a different
The
part of
select,
it.
the select board.
But it sounds like, so.
They're
We
in
need-
conflict of their own
Right.
Yeah.
bylaws or
Point out to
MOU.
them that we can't do
Also-
this,
No,
we can't approve the amendment
no,
on the floor.
No, why, so it shouldn't even be an article.
no.
But can we allow for an Australian ballot? We can't even do that, right? We can't allow it to go to Australian
It's too
ballot.
late for that.
yeah,
Yeah,
And also, but could somebody from the rec district bring it up as a separate article? And explain it without you passing this article on?
so,
You know what I'm saying? If you remove Article 6, because it's,
yeah.
you possibly might need to, then it would allow someone from the rec board to bring Article 6 up to the voters at the end of the town meeting to possibly vote on. Yes or no?
No, 'cause it's supposed to be Australian
That's what I
ballot,
thought.
right?
Right.
That's what they're.
Well,
MOU
that's
says.
what the
Their
MOU
MOU.
currently says, and as a member town, we would ask for that, I guess. 'cause-
Okay, so hang on, I need a little to clarify what you guys are saying. So the rec district is saying this amendment to their operating
Any
agreement
amendment.
needs to be approved via Australian ballot by all member towns. So why is it an article?
That's what
because
we're
we
saying.
didn't know, because we didn't know that.
Exactly.
Because they didn't propose it to us that way.
So we have to,
So, okay, next phase of my question is, why is it too late for it to be on Australian ballot?
Because we have to vote on it,
It
it has to
has
be
to
an
be
article,
petitioned.
and then it has to be, right,
Yeah.
It
exactly.
has to be petitioned, basically.
Petition to come.
They'd have to bring a petition, which I don't know what the timing on that is.
No,
I
it's
assume it's
not.
already
It's
too
passed.
late
Passed,
The
yeah.
27th.
27th was the
right.
date.
for all petitions, right? Yeah.
So, and we can't just allow it, like we have with the articles that we didn't require petitions for,
Like Mervis.
right?
Which
We
is
can't
what we were
sponsor it.
trying to do with this.
Because they're MOUs,
But their
but
MOU
that is
says
in conflict
differently.
With their, with the
So,
MOU
yeah,
that we
they
want
need-
them to honor, because we're in
Right.
their member town, so we don't want to allow for a workaround on that.
Right, so we can't allow an article because that's not the
not the way
agreement.
it stands
But
right now. no.
can we allow it to go to Australian ballot without the petition?
Well,
I
I
do
don't
not
think
believe
legally you
so.
can
No.
do that. I think that's a statute thing.
So then they're SOL.
Yes, they are.
I would be surprised if
Something-
nobody
Yeah.
else, Brian Shoup, nobody in Waits, but nobody noticed.
I
that?
guess not.
So let's get clarity on it.
Okay.
Do you wanna,
we still have time to make sure for you guys to vote on this, correct? Before it goes into the.
Didn't we just
Right,
approve
we
it?
did.
Yeah, right, we approved it.
Just approved.
So we can leave it on there and have this discussion and it's not
Yeah.
legally binding, that's all.
let's get,
Get
Uh,
nerdy.
yeah. See,
So-
if, make sure, absolutely sure there's nothing we're missing, and then
I
we'll,
actually don't even know if this is like the most recent MOU
Right.
either, because this one,
When's it dated, does it say here?
1994.
So,
That's the original.
yeah, so they've added,
They
Is there
haven't
a list of
updated
them?
what's
So
listed
we'll
on their
leave it
website. That's the
for
only
now,
one
maybe
I've
there's-
listed.
maybe something we're missing.
Yeah.
Maybe they removed that,
Yeah, maybe they
provision.
removed that clause.
and if it's,
And this I mean, we just approved this and it needs to go out when?
Sunday,
Yeah, Sunday.
So,
if there's something we're missing, this is good to go, if not,
Yeah.
then this article comes out.
There's a more recent MOU. It would be good for them to post that.
all right,
even
and
on our website.
if we have to take the article out, how are we gonna do that?
We'll have to meet again, we'll do it via Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to approve the warning.
Yeah, she does request a ballot measure. Okay, ballot measure would be
Australian ballot.
Australian ballot, is for her request.
Could be a four.
Let's leave it as is
Yep.
for now. Until Rebecca can let us know. We can figure out what we need to do. Get done this week one way or another.
So, yeah, what they give as 1994 plus MOU plus MRV, the RV is just the 94. There's, as you said, there's nothing else. So,
All right, so
there's that.
we'll figure that out tomorrow. Anything else for tonight?
I don't have anything else.
Does anyone want to go home?
I do.
Please,
Move to adjourn.
second.
All in favor?
All right.
Thank you.
Good job, guys.